What if I told you that being clean is your road to becoming a millionaire? Let me explain. The truth is, cleanliness by itself is not going to make you a millionaire. Just because your desk is neat doesn't mean you're going to wake up tomorrow morning with $1 million in your bank account. However, I'm of the belief that having clean spaces can facilitate the work that you need to do to actually go and become a millionaire. And there are 3 different aspects of being clean that I'm going to explain today. My name is Oscar Katina and I'm a 21-year-old entrepreneur from Australia. The first is having a clean body. And if you feel like $1 million, then you're actually halfway there to actually getting $1 million. So what does this actually involve? How you present yourself. Do you dress like a scrub? Do you have a shabby haircut? Do you stink? Do you look like you exercise? If you don't exercise, stink, dress like shit and haven't had a haircut for weeks, you're gonna feel that. And you also know that other people can see it too. Even though we all say that we shouldn't judge a book by its cover, as human beings, it's our first nature to judge someone based on their appearance. So how does this version of having a clean body contribute to you being successful and making a lot of money? Firstly, when you present yourself poorly, you don't actually feel good about yourself. I've been there. Plenty of other people have been there. That's a fact. You feel anxious, you overthink, and you have general negative feelings about yourself. This destroys your confidence and by extension, your ability to produce high quality output. And low quality output means you're not going to be generating any income. Secondly, people don't take you seriously. It's harsh, but it is a fact. I've seen it many times. It's true. Let's say you get invited to a networking event. You walk in a t-shirt and tracksuit pants. You forgot to apply your deodorant. You ran out of your Kmart cologne and you forgot to shave. It's not a pretty picture and nobody at that networking event's going to talk to you. They'll ask themselves, what value can he give me if he can't even take care of himself? They won't just ignore you and pretend that you don't exist, but they'll avoid you as well. And that's not going to do your confidence any good either. I've said before how business is a journey that can't be undertaken solo. At many points across your business life, you'll need help from other people to keep you going. And not looking after yourself is going to repel those people away from you instead of attracting them to you. Luckily, this is pretty easy to fix. You can buy nice colognes for less than $100, really nice colognes for $200 to $300, and a high quality shirt and a pair of pants, not really gonna set you back more than $100. That instantly elevates you to other people. You go from someone with shabby clothes that doesn't smell nice to someone that smells nice. You're not gonna have a $4,000 suit, but you're wearing clothes that aren't basic and ugly and shabby. And the last thing is that after you've exercised, which everyone should be doing by the way, please have a shower, just do it. The second aspect of being clean that I want to talk about is your physical space. Now, this one might be a little bit subjective because there are some people that swear they can focus and be productive and be efficient in a chaotic workspace. So if you can, fair play. But speaking from personal experience here, it certainly helps to have a clean desk when I'm working. If I know where everything is and I'm not overwhelmed by things from 2 months ago that don't even matter, I can definitely be more efficient. It helps me stay focused and less stressed. By knowing where everything is and not really feeling overwhelmed, you've got that sense of control and organization that can help you perform, at a high level. Something that I've always personally felt is that when I've had a messy desk with, loose leaf bits of paper and books and all that sort of thing, pens, it makes me feel overwhelmed because I feel like there's more that I need to do than what actually needs to be done. And I find when you clean up that space, you actually realize that no, there's not a million things going on. It's just this, and this, and you can sort of relax a little bit and just worry about what you need to worry about. And again, it comes back to how your space makes you feel. Just like how you present yourself can make you feel good or bad, your workspace is actually an extension of you and yourself. So if you want to make yourself feel good, then make your space look good and controlled and organized, and don't make it messy, dirty, so on and so forth. Again, this is a pretty simple fix for this aspect of being clean. Keep your space neat and tidy, empty your bin, get all your loose leaf shit off your desk, give it a wipe if it's dirty. Periodically go through everything that's on your desk and in your drawer and literally just ask yourself, do I need this or do I not? And if you need it, keep it. If you don't need it, just bin it off or put it somewhere else. It's a ruthless way of making sure that your space is clean. And at least in my opinion, I'm not sure how many of you would agree, at least in my opinion, having a clean workspace reduces stress and allows me to be more efficient when I'm working. All right, there is one final aspect of being clean that I want to talk about, and I believe it to be the most important one, and that is up here. you need to be mentally clean. Do you have a lot of unfinished tasks? Do you have a lot of negative thoughts entering your head? Are you procrastinating? Are you at peace? This requires the most work out of all of them. If you're distracted by what's going on in your head and you're focusing on everything except what you're supposed to be focusing on, again, your output is gonna tank and you're not gonna be able to perform well at all. The worst scenario that this can happen in is if you're talking to other people, because we've spoken about how important impressions are. And if you look disengaged in a conversation because you're thinking about something else and you're distracted, straight away people think, oh, he doesn't care, he's not listening. That needs to go. How do we fix that though? I don't think you fully can. It's a constant battle to remain focused, ignore distractions, and not overthink. And today, when we're in a world full of distractions and full of information, that becomes even harder than what it used to be. But there are some things that I've done in my experience that I think can help. Something that I like doing is setting focus modes on my iPhone, like do not disturb and a work focus mode. They've become my best friends basically this year as I've really tried to knuckle down and get productive, because it just eliminates the distractions that come from the phone, which, I mean, let's be honest, probably the biggest distractor ever invented. Something that I've begun to obsess over this year is closing loops. Every time you start a new task or you have a due date looming over your head, that's an open loop. It hangs over your head and it doesn't disappear until you actually go and close it. You need to swallow the frog, if you will, and close those loops. Instead of having multiple things on the run at one time, just focus on completing and closing those loops one or two at a time before you start new things and you take on more responsibility. I think you'll find that will help clear your head up. It certainly helped clear mine. But the final question is, how do you beat overthinking? And that's a little bit of a deeper question, because it's not as simple as just cleaning your desk or, starting a closing loop habit to clear a little bit of mental space. It would be easy to say the cliche quotes like everything happens for a reason and what's meant to be will be. And I do think that those quotes have a degree of truth to them and they can be helpful to an extent, but I don't think you can just stop overthinking things. And I also don't think that it's necessarily a bad thing to overthink, because it means you care. I think the best way to counteract that is to be disciplined with your overthinking, if that's even possible. Try not to let it bleed into your productivity time and your work time. Leave it for at night when you're laying in bed or when you're in the shower. I wouldn't sort of encourage trying to kill overthinking like it's some sort of disease. I'd more so say work, relationships, so on and so forth. Live in it while it's happening. Understand that it's happening for a reason because you care, and try and compartmentalize it so that it's not bleeding into the more important aspects of your day, like your work and stuff like that. So what are my actionable steps for this video? First, I want you to take a look at how you're presenting yourself. Does your wardrobe need an upgrade? Are you out of cologne? Do you need some more deodorant? When was the last time you exercised? Acknowledge it and fix it. In 2026, get yourself looking sharp, feeling fit and smelling great. Next, take a look at your workspace. For most people, this will be their desk. How much loose paper and odd bits and pieces do you have scattered across your desk? Is there dust all over it, notebooks, business cards? Clean it up. Get it looking neat and tidy, covered only with the things that are of absolute necessity to you, and cut the fluff. Third and finally, stop trying to do a million things at once. Get them done one or two at a time in order of priority. Learn to live with the workload before you start adding more responsibilities on top of it. And this should help you feel much less overwhelmed with unclosed loops that will sap your mental health. If you improve the tidiness and the cleanliness of these three aspects of your life, your body, your workspace, and your mind, I can guarantee that you're gonna feel more focused on the work that moves the needle, and you'll feel better about yourself overall. So now you have a choice, dirty or clean. These are the 1%ers that matter on your way up the ladder. So take note, it matters more than you think. If you want to learn about more 1%ers like this, subscribe today. I'll be posting 3 videos a month on my YouTube channel in 2026, as well as daily on Instagram, as I share my journey and my insights on my road to becoming a millionaire. I want to help as many other people as I can along the way. So stay tuned for the next video, which I think you'll find very, very helpful. A framework for escaping burnout based on my personal experiences with burnout in 2025. You won't want to miss that one. I'll see you then.